Hey YouTubers, welcome back. Today we're going to do a Q&A. We've got questions from 3 viewers and I'd like to wrap these up for the end of the year. So let's get into the questions. So the first one is from 53 Evergreen and they ask, what is MDF trim? So you'll probably see on a few of my video demonstrations I talk about painting MDF trim. It's an acronym for medium density fiberboard. And what is medium density fiberboard? Well, it's just basically a bunch of fibers, whether they be paper or wood or some other pulp, and it's compressed with glue and heat into a mold. And so it's becomes shaped like a traditional wood molding. Except it's consistent, it's light, and the drawbacks with it are that because it's a paper pulp product, when you nail it and work with it, it's soft. So when you nail it, it pushes back, makes a hole where the nail goes in, but it pushes the paper out. So you have to be sure to prep really well and fill all the holes really well, and you may have to do some reshaping where it gets cut because it's not a very stable product, where I use the filler and the caulking to basically reshape joins and corners of the product. It's quite hard to work with. The second question comes from RT Zapper. It says, why do you prefer metal caulking guns over the plastic ones? Well, I just find the reason why I like the metal ones is they're more durable, they take a beating on the construction site. If you drop them or someone kicks them around, things happen that are untoward, and they're just a lot more durable. Plastic ones are nice and light, but I prefer the metal ones, and they have a little bit of a better feel when you're using them as well. And then we have a question from Hose Holla. It says, I noticed that you're using an angular sash brush. Have you ever used a round sash brush? And the answer is yes. And I can tell you that I really like them. So it's most common to use an angular sash brush, whether we're painting flat trim or we're painting shape trim like mountain bars on window frames, whatever it might be, detail work. The round brushes I find are more like a detail brush, and you can get them in the larger sizes, but at that point it's just as well to use the regular brushes that you use day in and day out. What I find is that if you have to paint details on something, say a customer picks out a detail on a piece of molding, say a piece of crown molding, and they want lines painted on the crown molding, it's a bit unusual but it can happen. Then it's really good to use the round brushes. They're really good for fine detail work. And if you're painting furniture or kitchens, sometimes we do detail work on the doors or panels. And sometimes in some wainscoting there's panels and they want the details highlighted. And then in that case those round brushes are really good for cutting in detail work. So I'll do a video in the future on that. So there's just a few questions that we tried to answer today. And keep them coming, and I'll endeavor to answer them either by the Q&A here or by doing a demonstration video. Go ahead and like the videos, and by all means subscribe. Until next time, it's been Craig, the Muskoka painter, helping you take the pain out of pain.